In this video, we're going to demonstrate supta hasta parangustasana, which is a reclined or a lying hand to foot pose. So again, this is a great pose for helping to develop mobility around the hip joint along with flexibility in the hamstrings and also in the adductors when we go into variation B, which is when the leg is out to the side. The nice thing with this variation of the posture is that the client is in a lying position, so you can really focus on relaxing into the posture and letting go of any muscular related tension. Okay, so first of all, Lizzie is going to bend her right knee and place that foot flat on the mat. It's always nice to start with a bent leg position just to see how it feels on the lower back when we start raising this straight leg up. So Lizzie's now going to lift that left leg up towards the ceiling, okay, but she's making sure that the pelvis is staying flat on the mat. There is a tendency, especially when this foot is on the mat and the knees in a flexed position, for people to lift the bottom off the floor and slightly cheat. So we always want to make sure that that bottom stays on the mat in this position. Lizzie's then going to reach and take hold of the shin, okay, or take hold of the ankle or the big toe. Now at first it doesn't matter too much if the knee's in that flexed position, but we are working towards trying to open up the knees so that we're really lengthening the hamstrings here. So even if normally we can reach the foot, sometimes it's quite nice to use the strap on this variation because that just enables, as we can see, as Lizzie's reaching towards her legs, her shoulders are coming off the mat slightly. So it's quite nice in those instances to enable yourself to really relax into the posture by using the strap. So Lizzie is we're going to take the foot either around the strap, around the top of the foot here, or around the ankle area, so whichever one is that personal preference. If the strap is over the top of the foot, we're just making sure that it's nice and secure there, so we don't want it pinging off. Now Lizzie can relax those shoulders down to the mat, and also she can relax those upper arms, and she can focus on opening up through the back of the knee here and really lengthening those hamstrings. After a couple of breaths, if she's comfortable, she can take a deep breath out and then gradually bring that thigh further towards the chest. So she's increasing that stretch in the hamstrings. Once we've been there for a couple of breaths, and if the lower back feels comfortable, then from here, Lizzie can extend this relaxed leg out, and we want to keep this leg engaged. So you really focus on stretching the flat of the foot to the wall in front of you. Okay, that way, as you stretch forward with this leg, that helps this leg to stay engaged, and then we can again focus on opening up through the back of the knee here into that deeper stretch. So this is supta hasta parangustasana variation A, which is essentially a reclined hamstring stretch. We can also take it from here into variation B, which is going to open up those adductors. So from here, either keeping the strap in each of those hands, or Lizzie can take the strap into one hand, and now she's slowly going to keep maintaining that lengthening through here. She's going to lower this leg out to the side, but she's only lowering this leg down as far as she can keep the opposite hip or the opposite side of the bottom flat onto the mat. So sometimes you feel like you want to have a weight on the pelvis here to keep this nice and stable. So with those supporting hands, sometimes it helps just to press the supporting hand down onto the opposite hip. So you're keeping that firm plantation here as you're lengthening that leg out to the side and opening up the adductors. At the same time as doing that, we're constantly lengthening through this leg here. So as you stretch forward and press down here, that will help the pelvis to stay nice and stable and flat on the mat as we take that leg out to the side. We can either keep this leg straight or we can flex through the knee as we come back up into that start position. And then from here, we'll relax that leg back down towards the mat and take it over to the other side. So we'll just quickly demonstrate that same pose on the other leg using that strap. So to start with, Lizzie's going to soften that knee, press the foot flat on the floor. She's then going to lift that leg up. Okay, she's going to take the strap either securely around the bottom of the foot or around the ankle here. Keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed, the upper arms nice and relaxed. She's going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and as she breathes out, she's going to deepen that hamstring stretch. Just being aware of where she's feeling that lengthening and making sure that the bottom is staying flat on the mat and she's not pressing down into this inactive leg. Then from here, if she's comfortable, we can then lengthen this supporting leg out down the mat and really again stretch through the heel of the foot here. So this leg is nice and engaged. And then from here, we can either stay with variation A or we can take it into variation B and then slowly lower that leg over to the other side, maintaining that length through this straight leg here and also holding onto the hip, if that helps to keep that stability in the pelvis and stops you rocking over onto one side. Excellent. And then either flexing at the knee or keeping the leg straight as we come back into that center position. Excellent, and then softening that knee and relaxing down to the mat. So this is a nice posture that can be practiced at the end of a yoga sequence, working into relaxation. So this could either precede or follow that lying spinal twist, helping to relax yourself as you move into relaxation. Because it can be considered a restorative posture or a relaxing posture, we can again hold this for slightly longer breaths, maybe starting with 5 breaths in variation A or variation B, and then moving into maybe 8 or 10 breaths if time permits. We can also repeat this posture once with both of those variations, or you could repeat that posture twice as well if time allows. Okay, so that was Supta, Hasta, Padangusthasana.